Hi there people, it's Michael here. I'm just giving a brief update on the work that we've been doing to support multiple clusters on Kubeapps. So you'll see here I've actually got two clusters set up locally, and the key point is that they're actually both configured to use the same authentication. So they're using OIDC with DEX installed on one of the clusters. So you can see these. They're basically with kind. I've just got two clusters. Each cluster is a separate Docker container, but this would work identically if we were using something such as Kubernetes, Tanzu Kubernetes Grid, where it has a very similar setup. You have DEX installed on your management cluster, and all the other clusters use that one. They trust DEX to be able to access the API server. So you'll see here when I log in, as per normal, I can log in via DEX, and I'll use my administrator here. The main difference we'll see, we can see everything that's installed on this cluster, but I've also got an option here to select between clusters. So I have my default cluster where Kubeapps is installed, as well as Team Tanzu. Now, coming back, if we look at the, what I've done is used a current feature which is behind a feature flag called additional clusters, where I've added my Team Tanzu cluster. I've given the service URL where it can be reached, as well as the certificate authority data. So what that means is that now, as well as being able to install things on the default cluster, I can also switch to the Team Tanzu cluster, and we'll see that it's empty. Obviously, I don't have the DEX namespace or anything like that. Again, if we switch back to the default, you'll see here I've got DEX as well as the Kubeapps user namespace and LDAP, etc. But when I switch to Team Tanzu, I don't have these at all. In fact, I have got one that I've created, the Tanzu team namespace. So I'll select that, and let's have a look at the catalog. I'll install Apache as normal. Cheerful party. There you go. And that is now installing into this separate cluster, Team Tanzu. So it'll take a while as normal. If I come back and look at the applications, we can see that that's there. Similar, if I go on to all namespaces, I can switch back to the default cluster, and I've got the apps that are still obviously there. Switching back, Team Tanzu, I can see it's not quite ready. What else can I show here? Not a whole lot. There's nothing much more interesting than what if we, there's nothing there. Oh, there it is, and it's finished. Sorry for the delay. But yeah, you can see it just works as per normal. Most of this has landed, but some of the remaining features, I was just doing the integration testing today, and there's a few things that need to be updated still before we can actually start doing this. And then we still need to be able to, we've got, part of the task is to actually document this before we count it as released. Thanks for your time.